Hey, Trevor Strnad here from the Black Dahlia Murder, and you're watching Chaos TV.
Okay, so hello everyone. We are here in Pakkahuone, Tampere, Finland, with Trevor from the Black Dahlia Murder. So first off, hello and welcome to Chaos TV.
Hey, thanks for having me again, man. Always glad to be here in Finland, hanging out.
So you yesterday kicked off the European tour with Cannibal Corpse, Devil Driver and Hour of Penance from Oulu at Teatria. So how was the gig?
It was good, man. It was pretty well attended. Kids got crazy. I think that they were pretty receptive to us, which is cool. You know, I think a lot of this tour is going to be us playing in front of, people that may not have heard us before, which is, a great opportunity for us. But there were still some BDM fans there for sure. So, I don't know, it was fun, man. The crowd got really into it. Lots of heys, which I like. Yeah, it was a good kickoff, man. I mean, there was a couple technical difficulties, but that's always the first show, getting the dust off. And it's our new drummer, Alan, his first time over here and doing a European tour, so he's really excited, and, we're excited for him to come check out all these awesome places, so very cool.
So I guess the package is pretty good. So what's your opinion about the tour package?
I love Hour of Penance. I mean, Cannibal Corpse is like basically, my heroes. This is, I think, our fifth, maybe sixth time touring with them. So we've been very, very fortunate, to keep getting asked by them. And, Devil Driver's cool, too. Those guys are cool. We've met them around a little bit, and they're really fun guys. So I'm thinking this is going to be a total rager, And starting off on a good note, everybody had fun yesterday. So, I think it's a really good package, man. I think it's going to be a big one.
So last time when you were in Finland, it was in 2009 when you played at Tuska Open Air. So what kind of memories do you have from the show back then?
Oh, Tuska was awesome. I saw Neurosis there for the first time, and that was awesome. And I really wanted to see Neurosis for a long time. And the festival is just cool, man. Really like the festivals in Finland. People fucking rage out. Drink a lot of beer. I like, all the metal distros and stuff like that. I love coming to fest and, pawing through all the CDs. And, it's just awesome. I like the festival vibe for sure.
So you have also posted some Finnish death metal and black metal bands to your Facebook page as well. So are you a fan of Finnish metal music in general?
Yeah, man. There's definitely a lot of Finnish bands I like. I really like the old death metal stuff, the old standards, the Convulse and Amorphous. But I like a lot of new bands too. I'm not sure if I say this correctly, but Soda Jumala.
Yeah,
they're awesome.
Jumala.
Yeah, War Machine, right?
Yeah.
Those guys are fucking awesome.
War God?
Okay. Yeah. Inaki and Crescent I like a lot. I think they're broken up now.
Yeah, they changed the name.
Changed the name?
Crescent, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to catch up with them, but I really like them. Cool. I love Black Church, man. That's my favorite. It's so good. Rotten Sound, of course. We just saw Kaio yesterday. He stopped by the show to say hello. Yeah, man, it's just... you guys crank out the metal. There's a lot of really good melodic stuff, too. You guys have a legacy of awesome melodic bands. Bodum and Kalma and stuff like that, man, I also like a lot. So, yeah, it's a very rich scene here.
So these are one of the first club gigs for you in Finland. So which do you prefer more, playing in clubs or playing in festivals?
I like them both, but I think overall the club is more of our style, especially something that's kind of smaller to mid-size because we can get close to people, grab people in the crowd and have people singing into the microphone, whereas the festival, it's not always so easy to get close and personal, Yeah. But I do like when you're playing a big fest and it's going very well and, it's fun to command that many people, it's a challenge. It's definitely two different things, You got to approach them a slightly different way, but I think that we thrive more in a club setting for sure. So glad to come play the clubs here in Finland and show everybody what we got today.
So you guys have a new CD coming out entitled Everblack, and it will be released in June through Metal Blade. So how far is actually the recording process for the album at the moment?
Nobody really knows this, but it's all written, it's all recorded, except for a few like instruments such as like cello and stuff like that we're going to put on later on. We're actually going back to mix the album right after this tour, so but all the strings, all the vocals, the drums, everything are done now. It sounds awesome. We're really, really excited, and we feel like we have a lot to prove with this one with 2 member changes over the album cycle, and the fans get all defensive. They're like, what's going to happen,
Yeah.
And then with Warped Tour, I think since we signed up for Warped Tour in the States, people are like, what is going on with this band? Are they losing their mind or something? But
they're turning into metalcore, basically.
Right. So we got to drop the record and show them that everything's okay. The record's going to be awesome. Nothing has changed. So it's just it's exciting. I can't wait to debut a song and see what people think. And the cover art's coming out awesome. It's exciting, man. It's insane to me to be on the 6th album. I can't believe the band has gone this long, and I remember when all they wanted was to make one album. You know what I mean? Like, that would be my dream, just to have one CD with my crap on it,
Yeah, and maybe have a label.
Yeah, and it's gone so much further than that, like literally my wildest dreams have come true through this band, and so basically now it's just been trying to expand it, you know what I mean, and get more fans and reach more people, and so going to Warped Tour, which is kind of like something a little bit outside of the box for us, I think can be cool because there's so many young people there, and especially in the States, metal's not treated with the same respect as other kinds of music, you know what I mean? It's still kind of looked at as the music of the criminal, So it's not really as readily available in the States, there's no video shows or, no radio play for it or anything like that. So an avenue like Warped Tour for us could be big in terms of exposure to young kids, and I mean, I'm going in there hopefully to convert people, you know what I mean? I'm not going to Warped Tour to listen to the music, that's for sure, it's a lot of, kiddie bands there, but we're coming there to get some new fans and scare the shit out of some kids, hopefully.
I guess it's pretty much the same than this tour, that you'll reach most likely a lot of new audience from the tour.
That's the idea, with going out with Devil Driver and Cannibal Corpse, hopefully reach some fans young and old who haven't, checked out the band or maybe just heard the band's name. And, the live setting, I think, is the best advertisement, so... we always look to take tours like that. You can't just keep doing the same thing over and over because only the same people will come. Yeah. You got to try different avenues. And this band, to me, it's always been a death metal band, but, people call it a million different things, and I used to...
I made like 3 different tags.
Oh, yeah, I used to be like, uptight about it, but really being called these different genres, I think, has drawn people that like all different kinds of genres. So when I look at the fans at our show, it's just it's a vast mix of people, there's long hairs, short hairs, everybody in between, metalcore dudes, death metal dudes, punk dudes, whatever, and we don't discriminate, it's all fun. It's all about, togetherness and fun and the underground and, just playing real music to real people with no filtration, no bullshit, so if you want to listen to the band, we don't care what you look like. We don't care what kind of person you are. We're down. We're gonna keep making music for you,
So, what can you tell us about the album title, Everblack? Where have you gotten that one?
Well, in a way, it's kind of the reassurance that, everything's going to stay the same. It's going to be the same tried and true Black Dahlia Murder that people have come to, expect, that we're always going to stay this way. And having an ode to the band name too, kind of in the title as well, It's something easy to remember and, get people excited, I think. And what we learned with Ritual was that it was better to have a title that's, easily understandable, you know what I mean? Where Miasma was like, what does that mean? People have to look it up, and deflorate. It's much better to have a word that's just powerful and evokes a kind of image right away. So, that was kind of why Everblack was the one. And the cover is going to have like a world of graves kind of theme to it, just like a massive cemetery world. So there's a lot of dealing with death, and of course, it's death metal, but a lot of references to going to the grave and godlessness after death and things like that. So, yeah, man, it's definitely Black Dahlia Murder for sure.
Is it a darker album than your previous one?
It's hard to say. It's not as much centric around like ritual magic and stuff like that, but I think it's definitely violent, murderous, and macabre, in its own right for sure. So,
as you said, you have 2 new members who did something for the new album. So what was their whole role like in the process of making the new album? Did they contribute some material to it, or?
The writing was still taken care of by Ryan and Brian, the guitar players. It was split pretty much 50-50, pretty much like Ritual was, half the songs by Ryan, half the songs by Brian. I think what Max brought to this record is a really, really crushing bass sound that's a little bit new for us, like a little bit more overdriven and distorted, and it's really energetic and heavy as fuck. And Max killed it in the studio. He did great. Alan also did great, and he didn't really have as much time to study the songs because he came into the band so quickly, you know what I mean? We needed him to come on tour with us to take Shannon's place, and things worked out so great with him that we asked him to stay, but he had to learn the songs for the album really fast, and he was at home in Wyoming playing drums for 10 hours a day, he said, like getting prepared for the album. So, and he brought a lot to the drums, I think. He's got a really awesome style. I think his fills are a bit more busy than Shannon's, and I think that there's going to be some stuff that makes him really stand out, and will get people excited about him, because I know right now people are like, wow, they suffered a huge loss, losing Shannon, and Shannon, he's a great drummer, and definitely, but he's gonna like what Alan has done on this record too, man. It's really impressive stuff, and I definitely feel like we found the right guy for the band. So, his playing is exciting, and people are going to take notice for sure as soon as that record drops. And I'm excited to get it out for that reason, to kind of like to say to everyone, we're back,
So is Alan now a permanent member in the band?
Yes.
Because it wasn't listed anywhere.
As of lately, it's very, very recently we asked him to join, even after the album, so, but, he's a great dude, great positive energy. He's young, man, 23 years old, and he's a monster at the kits, so, this is a good relationship. It's been a lot of fun. He's very positive and really hard worker, and we've never had to ask him to do anything twice. He just is really devoted to, he couldn't have played on the album, and he couldn't have come on the tour if he wouldn't have been a psychopath workhorse, but he really was. He really worked really hard and exceeded our expectations, and now he's here with us, and we're definitely proud to have him.
So what can you say about the material on the new album? If you compare it like music-wisely to Ritual, what are like the main differences? Or are there like big differences between these 2 albums?
I think that we kind of took what we learned with Ritual and pushed it even further, I think. As the biggest change for me was writing Ritual was having more surprises in the song and more dynamics, build-ups, some quiet parts, samples, different kinds of instruments incorporated into the album. That is all carried over to this new one, and better solos, more time to solo. Ryan's guitar work on this album is mind-blowing, it's just... He shocks us pretty much every time we come back to do an album with what he's learned, and he really sets the bar high for himself. So there's definitely some fireworks, some fretboard fireworks on this one. So I don't know, man. If people liked Ritual, I think they're gonna love the new one. It's just us taking it further. Just darker music, I would say more melody. You know, the melody that was really prevalent in Ritual is there, and but there's also some heavy stuff too, some slow, Morbid Angel-esque kind of slimy stuff. So yeah, I think people are going to be really happy with it.
A good mixture of everything, basically.
Good mixture of all things Dahlia. So yeah, man, it's, you know, we're going to keep it kind of raw with the mix, you know, not too polished. Keep things sounding real, you know, like Ritual was. I think that was a good move. And yeah, man, we're just excited. Now we're just waiting to see that cover art finished and waiting to drop a song out there for the public and get people excited.
So you guys are pretty active when it comes to social media. So what's your general opinion about Facebook and, for example, Twitter?
Oh, I think that it's been humongous. I think that to forsake it as an underground band of, you know, especially the extreme kind of genres would be foolish, because I think that's the way a lot of people connect through the underground, is through the computer, you know, whether it's finding new bands or, you know, staying in touch with the bands that they like and finding out about their tour dates and stuff. We haven't even had a band website for, I want to say, like 5 years now, because it's pretty much been rendered useless by Facebook and stuff, and Facebook is so much easier to maintain and update. And yeah, man, I think that the social networks have been huge, and there's some bands out there not taking advantage of it. They must be crazy, as far as I can see. You know what I mean? So and really, I think that taking it into our own hands and, you know, talking to the kids through it, I think excites them. You know what I mean? They're like, this is them really running it. I can ask them a question. I can find out what bands they like. You know, I can, you know, I think it just makes things more personal than having somebody hiring someone to type everything, or, you know, a lot of sites do that, a lot of Facebooks do that, but it's not that hard to update your effing Facebook, you know what I mean? And they like it, dude. You know, it's just, you know, and there's always been
makes it more personal.
Yeah.
Update.
And there's always been a, you know, kind of sense of humor within the members of the band, so, you know, it's a kind of an outlet to exercise some of that and say some funny shit to the fans too, and you know what I mean?
And it's a way to make people know that you care about your fans as well.
Right. That's the idea. You know, we do care. You know, I do want to talk to them. It's not like a chore. It's like a good avenue to do so. You know what I mean? It's cool. So.
And you can reach everybody at once, basically.
Yeah. That's been great. You know. So, I mean, now it's getting so huge. We're almost to 1 million likes. And none of that has been through, like, begging, you know what I mean? I haven't. So I'm almost thinking maybe we should. Like, tell your friends, tell your mother, you know, tell your uncle.
To join.
Yeah, and we'll get over 1 million, and, you know, that would just be cool, I think. It's coming eventually, though. You know, lately the momentum, you know, has been great. People are excited about the new album. I think that Warped Tour is bringing a lot of, like, just having our name on the list is bringing a lot of new people to just check out the band, you know what I mean, so far. So, like, every week there's been thousands of likes. You know, it just keeps going bigger and bigger and bigger, and, like, it's exciting, man. It's like it never stops, you know. So it's good. I guess we've just been playing our cards right and making the right decisions, and really half of it is just making the right decisions. You know, management, what tours to go on, how to present yourself. You got to be smart. There's a lot of thinking into it. There's a lot more to it than what kids really imagine from home, you know. And it's hard work, but it's definitely been awesome. It's been rewarding. It's been exciting. And there's no signs of stopping now, so we just want to keep going and take this as far as possible, because we never imagined it would go this far, and you just have to see it through, you know.
So, thank you very much for the interview, and good luck for tonight's show as well as for the whole European tour. Anything you want to say as a closer to your Finnish fans? You can hold the mic.
Stay brutal, man. Check out the new Convulse record, and we'll see you soon.